Travis Wingedso. Well, the Mormon God is pissed with Mormon Utah as he's rolling through, which for me is a good thing because it's cleaning up the air. But yeah, Mormons, you voted for a Nazi. He's got Stephen Miller, who's a self-proclaimed neo-Nazi. Trump himself was adopting white supremacy. What did you think that refers to? See, even my mom knew better than to bring up Nazi Germany. As I'm sure she also voted for Trump. You got played, and thus you are on the wrong side of history. So, since you also put in Cox, who's responsible for our coronavirus outbreak, as he was on the task force, same task force that washed their hands. We don't know what to do, even though we prepared exactly what to do before it all started. Yeah, don't be fooled by that. They knew exactly what to do. They chose not to do it. They followed Trump and his Nazi agenda. Mormonism and the swastika. There's some reading material for you to buy, or you can find his videos. You just type in Mormonism and swastika, and you should find it. He's got at least 2. They're more than an hour long. It's sad tales of German Mormons who tried to free Jews, and the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints punished them for it. I've been warning you, and warning you, and you chose the wrong. God is not an authoritarian. Jesus Christ is not GOP Jesus, although that is a hilarious video as well. There's some others that are far more cruder. But if you stick with GOP Jesus, that should be mildly offensive to those who are GOP. If you're wondering, no, I'm not a Democrat. I'm a constitutional representative government, which doesn't have parties. Got a good rain coming down now. Supposed to have snow tomorrow. So I hope I can get a run in. So we're expecting our government here in Utah to ramp up the abuse, just as Trump will, to punish as many Utahns as possible, to cause as many suffering as they can, as much suffering, to refuse to do anything to stop the pandemic, to distract and blame you. Remember, they're in charge of it. They're the government. It's not up to us to protect ourselves from a virus. We're not medical doctors. We can't produce a vaccine. The government is supposed to protect us. And they chose the economy over human life. That's Nazism, guys. Economy over human life. The state over the people. That's how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has interpreted Scripture. When you go through the temple, you go through the law of obedience, the law of the gospel, the law of sacrifice, law of chastity, and the law of consecration. It's to the institution, not the people. The church is protecting themselves from us. We are just their money. And so when you learn about priestcraft in the Book of Mormon, and you say that the laborer must labor for Zion, the church says, yeah, labor for us. You got to read it in context. It's where leaders set themselves up so that they can get gain and praise, but don't care for the welfare of Zion. And the church leaders, they're getting gain and praise, and they claim that's for the welfare of Zion, but it's referring to the people, not the institution of the church. That is a fascist Nazi platform. That the institution, the party, the leader is what needs to be preserved, what needs to prevail. So yeah, I know exactly what Nelson thought he was trying to pull away with. And Random Muse has a quick little video clip. He also caught it. It's difficult to communicate with people who have been brainwashed. Because they have to be re-educated. Literally re-educated. Even with the whole English language. That's how bad brainwashing is. Because brainwashing involves multiple avenues of attack on our brains, on our thinking processes, on our reality perception, the changing of definitions. People have to be re-educated. I've done the video on showing Moroni chapter 10 verse 4 and 5 directly from the Book of Mormon, and then I put in the modifications from traditional practice of Mormons as they declare. Completely different rewording from the Book of Mormon. And that's brainwashing. Mormons have been led to believe that what they are reading in the Book of Mormon conforms to their revisionist tradition. That's how bad the brainwashing is, and how much of a re-education is required. They got to go back to grade school, back to regular English basic grammar. So, Book of Mormon tells us what Trump will be doing next. And I've done those videos too. So hang on. Because it's going to be a rough couple of months here. And even if we do survive and get to January 20th, the Senate didn't flip. And so Biden's hands are going to be tied, as the Senate Republicans are going to blame Biden for the failures, that all of a sudden they're going to flip. Why don't you have people locked down, Biden? Why don't you protect America from the virus? Trump had it under control and you let it get out of control. You need to shut everything down. We have the bills on your desk. Sign them. They aren't good enough. They don't handle the people who pay us, who bribe us. Well, so, yeah, don't expect any taxing of the rich. Don't expect $1,200 a month. Don't expect DACA to be protected. Don't expect abortion rights to be protected. Don't expect LGBT rights to be protected. Don't expect the poor to be protected. Don't expect the disabled to be protected. Don't expect blacks to be protected, because the Senate still is in control. But you're going to hear it from Democrats, or not Democrats, from Republicans across the land. The Democrats are destroying this nation. They're not protecting the people. So yeah, expect some lawsuits to enter into the Supreme Court to turn against the Constitution as much as possible within this time frame, and other government giveaways before the transition. Expect a civil war. Republicans promised a civil war. Trump lost. So are Mormons going to be on the side of the enemy, as they are brainwashed into thinking that Republican fascism is in accordance with the Constitution of the United States of America? As if you've forgotten that Utah just had a vote to overturn slavery in the Utah Constitution, put in there by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So yeah, Utah has not been a fan of America and the Constitution. So if you think you're going to war to protect the Constitution, God, you're on the wrong side of history. Going back to your Confederate ancestor days. So, just wanted to let you know that the Book of Mormon is true, Mormons, and you don't like it. There's some more stuff coming. And just to let you know, I told you so. This whole time I told you so. You refused to believe. You refused to believe the Book of Mormon. You refused to believe Joseph Smith. You refused to believe the old prophets. All the prophecies of the latter days. You refused to believe, and instead chose white supremacy. You chose a white supremacist God. Shame on you.